Hey everybody, David the AI Guide here. Happy Tuesday and welcome to episode 54 of the AI Guide. And we're going to go back to a hot topic today, and that topic is self-driving trucks. So I've talked a fair bit about self-driving trucks, but this field is evolving so rapidly that it's going to need frequent updates. So big breaking news out. We've got first Torc Robotics and Daimler, which is Mercedes, just in August, so a month ago, 1 month ago, announced opening a new center in New Mexico to further develop self-driving trucks, and they have permission to drive the self-driving trucks in Mexico, and they're going to run them back and forth on I-10 also. Now, these trucks are at level 4 autonomy, which means they are self-driving, but they still have a safety driver in there for emergencies. And when they were talking to the people at Daimler and Torc, they said, what do you really need the driver for still? Not for normal day-to-day driving. No driver is needed for that. What they need a driver for is crazy people on the roads. They didn't put it that way, but that's what it is. They said bad actors. Well, that's crazy people. People driving like lunatics, very aggressively weaving in and out of lanes, cutting people off, all that stuff. Real dangerous for an autonomous truck that weighs 70,000 pounds, fully loaded. So to all you crazy drivers out there, the world is changing and you may want to think about that behavior. But this is a big step for them because it actually doubles down on something that I've told you about before that Daimler and Torc were already doing. They're already running trucks autonomously with the safety driver in Southwest Virginia since last year, since 2019. So this is doubling their self-driving capacity, testing capacity, and this is going to ramp up quickly. It's going to go big. And separately, just announced days ago, TuSimple using NVIDIA's chips and driving systems with Navistar building the trucks is launching a program to build a fully autonomous truck from the ground up. So almost all the other people that we've talked about and that we're talking about today, what they've done and what Uber used to do, and not Tesla, but a lot of the other self-driving truck companies, they're taking regular semi-tractor trailers and modifying them for autonomous driving. TuSimple, NVIDIA, and Navistar building a fully self-driving rig from the ground up, meaning that it will not have a steering wheel in it. It won't have all the stuff in the cab that a driver requires, but it will have all the stuff that an autonomous vehicle requires. And these vehicles that we've just talked about are using a number of converging emergent technologies. So what are those technologies? Radar's been around for a long time, but it was huge, and it's only very recently been scaled down to a small size. Lasers, LiDAR, which is radar with lasers, that is also being used, and cameras and other sensors. So the sensors are looking for vehicles on either side, and the cameras are looking well ahead and behind to make sure that everything is okay around the truck. So as this really starts to ramp up, as I said, safety drivers are still in these Torc Robotics and Daimler vehicles. This is an effort that will produce trucks by 2024, so 4 years, fully autonomous trucks, no driver capability. And that's probably a realistic timeline for fully autonomous trucks up to a point. And here's that point. these autonomous trucks will be running from depot to depot, exit to exit over long stretches of freeway. So that's what's going to happen first. That'll be coming within 2 to 4 years. And then over the rest of the decade after that, what'll happen is they'll progressively move towards city terminal to city terminal. So what does that mean? That means that these autonomous trucks are not able to drive in urban environments. And that will not come until late this decade. Why? Because the lanes are narrow, there's multiple lanes of traffic, start and stop, sharp turns with possible vehicles on the right-hand side or left-hand side. There's a lot of problems with that. But these long freeway runs, which are the most demanding on drivers, that'll work. These long runs are demanding on drivers because they're away from home for long periods. They have long driving shifts. They have to sleep in their truck, and they can only eat truck stop food really conveniently. So removing humans from that equation will leave humans in charge of local delivery, urban delivery, and other specialized point-to-point backing up to a loading dock and stuff like that. Although the terminal-to-terminal rigs will get that down pretty quickly, probably with special types of loading docks for these rigs. So, and then finally, I've mentioned this before, but let's remind ourselves that Starsky Robotics last year in the summer of 2019, so over a year ago, ran a fully autonomous rig with no human in the cab up I-95 in Florida. It was either I-95 or I-10, but either way, no human in the cab of the Starsky Robotics rig. So it's already technically feasible to do this. And eventually, in the near future, I'm going to say within 2 years, 4 years max, the human drivers will be eliminated for these freeway runs, the long freeway runs. And in the meantime, there's other companies that I've talked about on other videos that are building local vans and local delivery robots to solve all the local freight delivery piece. Those will converge, and I would expect they would converge in the second half of this decade. So by late this decade, you could see virtually fully autonomous freight between the big rigs doing the long haul stuff, the smaller vans doing from terminal to urban and point to point, and all the robots you're going to see that we've also talked about doing the doorstep delivery from the local terminal. This is within 10 years. We are talking about a significant number of people that will need to change jobs in the next 10 years. So I don't know what the age demographic is on truck drivers. I'll look that up just out of curiosity, but it may be a bit older, which is probably good. Those folks may make it to retirement before this wave of automation hits the industry fully. But for you younger folks out there, which my channel is targeted to, you do not want to be a truck driver. You don't want to do that. Find a different occupation. If you really, really want to drive a truck, do local delivery. But I gotta say that TuSimple, NVIDIA, Navistar already has partnerships with UPS and other huge freight companies for the development of their rig and as launch customers. So you're really not going to get away from this job displacement, and give it some thought. Now, there's other things you can do, right, that will not be automated. So guys and women, you still need to service all these big rigs. There's a lot of women truck drivers, by the way. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. There's a lot of women truck drivers today. Men and women, what you want to do is transition yourself. If you like doing hands-on work like that, transition yourself to maintenance, because someone's still going to have to work on all these vehicles. That's not going to be done robotically in this decade, I doubt. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's plenty of jobs that are hands-on, not just truck maintenance, but car maintenance, landscaping may get automated in this decade, right? They've already got tractors, near full automation and all that stuff. So it's possible that in this decade, routine household landscaping work is going to be mostly automated. But there'll still be plenty of things, plumbing, electrician, and I'll give you more later, but there's lots of options that are not going to be automated. So move towards things that are unlikely to be automated that still needs a human touch. So we're going to do regular updates on self-driving trucks and self-driving cars, but the truth is self-driving trucks is moving faster than self-driving cars right now. So there'll be more updates on the trucks than the cars. Talk to you next time. Please, if you like this, like it, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends. Thanks so much. Take care.